The American dream is an ambiguous term with many different meanings for different people, and American Dreamer provides an insight into that dream for one man, Phil Loader. This black comedy is based on a true story, with the events that play out being stranger than fiction. The film is enhanced by the incredible performances of the leading cast, and a cleverly constructed script that sees Loader's career and personal life clashing in dissonant harmony as he strives to chase down his American dream. Dr. Phil Loader is a struggling college professor, trying to get his life in order. He works at Harvard, but does not have tenure. He has no stable relationships, aside from the imaginary throuple he has imagined for himself, and he feels a longing for a home of his own, but is unwilling to compromise for anything less than a sprawling estate despite his lack of capital to afford such a house. Despite being unlikable, and frequently making bad decisions, Loader finds himself getting his dream home through determination, but everything is not as dreamy as he had hoped. American Dreamer is heartwarming and twisted. Peter Dinklage stars as Phil Loader alongside Shirley MacLaine, who plays the woman offering up her home for a vastly discounted price with specific conditions. While the pair begin their relationship at odds, their dynamic blossoms throughout. Despite his name's resemblance to the term freeloader, Phil Loader is the embodiment of a person who works hard to achieve his American dream. He spends every free moment trying to find his dream home, and when an offer that fits with his budget finally comes along, he sells everything he owns and finds a way to make the dream a reality. However, the dream loses much of its appeal when Phil discovers his new housemate was less than honest about her circumstances. MacLaine and Dinklage's exchanging of sarcastic and barbed comments is entertaining, and the series of unfortunate events that befalls Loader makes the movie's conclusion all the more satisfying, but there is also a darker side to the story. Loader is alone, his life is unstable, and after achieving his goals, and finding them to be less than what he imagined, he wants to run away. The movie then follows a roller coaster of events that see him irrevocably changed. The comedy is subtle, but effective, bolstered by emotional performances from Dinklage and MacLaine as the characters open up to each other. While the story and its moral lesson are overtly presented, the clever weaving together of the narrative, with the framing of Loader's writing and his lessons in economics, all combine to provide a coherent and thought-provoking story. The end isn't always what we expect, but sometimes, if we work at it, it's what we need, and that is what American Dreamer reveals in its storytelling. The relationships in American Dreamer make the movie stand out. Peter Dinklage and Shirley MacLaine talking on the beach in American Dreamer 1. While the film inherently tells the story of a lonely man, who moves into a home with an apparently lonely elderly woman, the strength of American Dreamer comes from the relationships between the characters. Phil Loader and Astrid Fannelly may not see eye to eye, but they develop a mutual appreciation and respect for each other. Loader and his real estate agent, Matt Dillon, actively dislike one another, but their interactions are important for moving the story forward and unveiling Loader's desires and dreams.